Conversations with the Phumzile, the girl next door. Sure, I am excited. I have my guest coming ready, Dr. Nelson Molapo, who is an author of Raising Champions. This is where we are building the nation one child at a time. Dr. Bob Nelson has done so many things. He is my boy next door, but he is he is my dad, but he is from next door, literally here in Albertine. We're staying together. He's from Davidton again. Ekuruloni. He's here to share his wisdom, his nuggets, about life in general and how we are raising our kids, where we can be a little bit more intentional about raising our kids. As some of you will see him, he's known in the acting industry. He's been Kosibaya, Generation, he's been there, done that. But he took the time after retirement to say, let me put down nuggets so that I can help others to navigate the parenting better. Let's continue to raise champions. So join me as I'm going to have conversations with Nelson Molapo. I'm excited. Girl next door. Remember to subscribe, click the like button, and please hit that notification bell so that when I upload any new material, you'll be the first to see it. Join me. Conversations with the Phumzile, the girl next door. It's that time again. It's been a while, but it's that time. We're doing it again. So when we are here, you know that the girl next door has invited either the other girl or a boy next door. But this time is my dad next door. Literally. Hi, Papa Khujwang.
I'm fine.
You're good.
I'm really good.
So
I'm the boy next door.
You the boy next door. Yeah. And literally because you are here up the road.
Of course.
Okay. So you see, these are the girls and boys next door. But okay, Papa. That's Nelson Molapo. Sure, Papa, we know when I know your daughter. We've been friends for the longest time.
Yes.
And I know the role that you've played in her life because Ribuwa Kabopap. And I know she's this girl just like me.
All right.
Just like me, where we are Misa. I'm Funinje, Ahambe.
No.
So I know you're this girl. Yes. But today, I invited you because when I saw your book on the WhatsApp group, Karabo didn't tell me about the book. But we're discussing something in the group. And I'm like, hi, Bo, there's a book, Raising Champions. And I'm like, can I have the book?
Yeah.
Do you remember when I bought it? Yes. It was last year.
Yes.
January.
Oh,
2022.
25th January 2022.
Yes.
It's almost 12 months now.
Yes.
Good.
So I stayed with it. Raising Champions. But before we go here.
Yes.
Thank you for joining me.
Yes.
I've shared a bit about why Conversations with the Phumzile and why I have this podcast, because I feel like as people we need to grow and evolve in different things.
True.
At work, we get training. At church, we get some training. But sometimes we lack training when it comes to the home environment. Mom, dad, kids, that life. There is no
life.
But in PDP, there's no CPD.
True.
So you are here because I think you're one of the people from your book. It came out so well that you are vested in how we're raising champions. How did this came about?
Thank you. First of all, thank you very much for inviting me. And I heard about Conversations with Phumzile, and I didn't know it. This is. I'm actually scared because this is big, And but because you're saying conversations, rather than something
not an interview.
I'm more relaxed.
Yes, I'm glad.
This came about. This is just my own experiences, observations, or things that I went through, or things that other people went through, and I've been. God has blessed me with good age. None of you can guess how old I am. I'm going to say it so that it's relevant to the fact that in that period of time,
Yeah.
I can amass so much information. I won't say knowledge, because then that will make me sound like I'm saying I've got knowledge, therefore I'm better than someone else.
Yeah.
No, and I'm not coming with this knowledge from the point of view of saying I know, therefore I'm telling you. No, it's just something that I feel I've gone through it. I've made mistakes, many serious mistakes. I've learned from some I didn't learn. I found myself repeating them, but I'm saying, here is information, use it.
Yeah.
Yes, and going back to my age, next year, April, I'll be 78. And I still walk around. I could walk from here to my house, but you decided to get me a
No, I decided we are growing a conversation. Now we chauffeur our guests.
Oh, okay, thank you.
No, but it was,
but
I
then,
needed to make sure.
To answer your question, this is all what I've learned, and I thought I should share it with other people.
Yeah.
Because there's no manual about raising children, about life generally in the home.
Yeah.
So I just thought I should highlight, and you have read the book.
Yep.
We can touch on it as we go, because this book is, every time I open it, when I walk around the house and I find a copy, I just hold it somewhere and open it, and then read it, and I say, at times I can't believe I wrote that, because it makes sense to me too.
Yes. Sure. Yeah, I think also when I read it, it spoke to me in every way. And I think what I loved about it is everybody else's, I think, story or general observation, if I may say, it's general observation. I love your tagline. Before I go to my notes and tagline, where did you grow up?
Oh, I grew up in Benoni. My parents grew up in Pretoria, and they migrated towards Benoni, and I remember somewhere in the past where we were in what you'd call emaplazini, rather than townships, and that was around Delmas, Rietfontein, just around Benoni, not far from Benoni.
Okay.
And then at the end we ended up with a home or a house. My parents got a house in Davidton, and Davidton has been my home ever since 1955 up to now. The house where I grew up is still out there, as I describe in the book.
Yes. I just wanted to bring that context of.
So I grew up in Davidton, and I've still got very strong roots there. All my family have been buried there because of the 7 people that I grew up with. In other words, my mother, my father, 5 brothers. I'm the only one remaining. All of them are buried there. I'll be buried in Davidton. Okay. I still go to church in Davidton. Okay. So, I still have all my roots there. 30 years in Alberton. I don't feel like it's home at all.
Maboneng.
Yes.
Wow. And let me just say this. Actually, you I think you'll be surprised. I can say you are my first kind of celebrity-ish guest.
No.
Those that don't know. Modeling, I've seen you modeling out there, outfits. I've seen you doing other stuff. I know you are not the TV roles and all that, but we're not gonna talk about that.
No.
Just to highlight. Just to highlight it, like a celebrity guest stage. We're coming for you. The tagline that you have in your book, it says, "Building the nation, one child at a time." One child at a time. Why was that important to put as a tagline?
What's important is that people think when you do something, you must do it en masse. You must do it in great numbers.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, if you don't start with one at a time, whatever it is you're doing, you'll not reach that aim of doing it in a big way. Will actually frustrate you and discourage you, overwhelm you. One day you lie there in the morning, in bed in the morning, and you say, I can't get out because I don't even know where I'm going to start. But if you know you're dealing with one at a time, there's a story that I saw. I've been a reader all my life, and it was a story of there's a man that was walking on the beach,
Yeah.
and as he was walking on the beach, he noticed, gee whiz, this morning there are a lot of starfish.
Okay.
You know, starfish
Yeah.
lying on the beach. A lot of them just washed out, and they were alive. They were struggling to breathe. You know, it's fish. They've got to be in the water. And what he did, he just started taking one at a time and threw them into the sea. And it was thousands of them. And people were walking past. As they were walking past, somebody says to him, "What's wrong with you? Are you mad? Look how many thousands there are here. And you think you're going to make a difference by throwing them back into the sea?"
One by
he
one.
took one and he said to this guy, "Ask this one if it will make a difference." And he threw it back into the sea. And to that fish, just that one fish made a difference.
Because it lived.
If my contribution by writing this book makes a difference to just one child, one family, one parent, one woman not to be abused, just all the topics that I deal with in it, just one of them, I would have made
you
a
would
difference.
have made it. You definitely did. You definitely did. Coming to your first chapter, for me, you know, when you use the characteristics of an eagle, you know, I've read so many books. I'm one of those people who like to transform, you know, but when I read it again, I learned something to say, okay, you becoming a champion, or if you are raising a champion or becoming a champion, there's a characteristics that you need to look into, and you need to be consistent.
Yes.
So you share like a long list.
7 principles of
the eagles
Yes.
into like, okay, this is the champion, but if as a champion you can learn this, take me through those.
Well, the first one is the eagle or an eagle is a loner. The eagle flies alone, lives alone. I remember I said to you, Skulele, like Emaplazini to start with.
Yes.
And now that I'm older, I didn't know them. I would see these 2 beds or 1 bed, small, very small, very high in the sky. Now that I've learned about it, those were eagles, you know, and they would be just going and sort of playing, but far away. No bird, an eagle can fly up to about 5 kilometers into the sky.
Sure.
And only an eagle can do that.
Yeah.
Now, the lesson there, just flying alone, the lesson there is that you were born alone. And that is one of the things, I coined that for myself a long time ago. I was born alone, and before you go with a crowd, find out what Nelson wants. What do I want? What I'm doing now, is it good for me, or is it good for the crowd, or what, but you know.
And what's your purpose as an
What is your
individual?
purpose? As a
Why
person.
are you here?
As a person.
Just you.
So, by being alone, the eagle can plan, it can do so many things.
Sure.
And then the second principle is vision. There is no bird and very few animals that have got the vision of an eagle. In other words, and this time we're talking both physical vision and the vision of foreseeing things. So the eagle, whilst it is 5 kilometers up there, when it starts feeling hungry, it's looking at the whole earth. 5 kilometers is a long distance.
Sure.
Especially when you go out. And it's looking down there, it can see, oh, there's a snake there, there's a rabbit there, there's a fish in the river. The eagle is multi-purpose or multi-talented.
Yeah.
It can fetch whatever it wants from anywhere, whether it's on the ground or it's in the air. I've seen an eagle go for, you know, one of these big birds, geese. Not geese, geese are the small, are the big ones that are on the ground. But they were flying and it went just straight to me because of its vision. It picks one. You can have 1,000 of them. It just narrows on one, and everything else becomes nothing.
Yeah.
Becomes a blur. It goes for that one, catches it, that's it.
Okay.
That's vision.
So that's what we need
the
to
lesson
work.
that we get is focus, focus, focus. Don't, today you're selling magwinya, tomorrow you are a carpenter, then the following day you're driving Uber, and then, you know, you will never get anything done. Concentrate what you think you want to do, because the thought that comes into your mind and says, do this, is probably God saying, I'm giving you this as a gift. But if you're going to try this and then try something else, and then at the same time, you're diluting your effort, you're going to think you are not good at this and this and this and this. That's the...
Yes. Before you go to the third one, my mom likes to say, business is very jealous, just like God. Like you're touching on something that's just, but I didn't understand it. Yeah, today you think some Phumzile, nini namakanda, you are at work and all that. So nothing. You know, the business is so jealous. But now that you are saying it, now I'm getting what she was trying to teach me.
Concentrate.
Do what?
Other animals that are like, almost like the eagle when it comes to focusing are like leopards and tigers. You know, you can find a lot of, let's say, springboks.
Yeah.
All of them, they are the same color, they are everything. All the leopard does is look at them. First, they will try and select the one that looks like it's limping. What. They are fast, these leopards and things, but still they don't want to overstretch themselves. So they will look at the weakest link. And then once they identify it, they go. And they know all of them will spread, but they stay with that one. Because if they look at all these look the same, and then you sit, lions have a problem because they go there, and next thing you see the lion stop and say, "Shake is it?"
I was looking at that one. It's gone. Yes. And the third one.
One of them, I may not be following them one after the other. One of them is that eagles only eat fresh food. You know, if you look at what are these things? Manong. What do they call them? Manong. Hawks, not hawks. What are these? But these other birds that eat dead things. Vultures.
Oh, vultures. Yes.
A vulture will come across something that died last week in this heat.
Yeah.
And it just goes in, and it eats. You know, hyenas will eat dead things. Yes. Many animals, they find something dead, they eat it. Not the eagle.
Fresh.
The eagle will come from the sky, it will grab a fish from the pond, whilst it's you know, I can actually see it going. It's got its claws in it and it starts eating it. Freshest meat. Doesn't need a fridge, it doesn't need anything. It takes it to the top of the mountain. Whatever it has got, it will eat it. It's fresh.
Nicely.
After it eats it, some other animals will pick it and run with it and go and eat there. It doesn't matter. It won't go back to it. It will, tomorrow or later on in the day, it will pick something else.
Yes.
But the freshest. The lesson from there is always use fresh information.
Fresh ideas.
That's what we learn. Fresh ideas. You cannot solve today's problems using last year's or yesterday's solutions.
Yes.
Today, all this, for me, what you're doing, all this, it's all new to me.
Yes.
So I grew up in my own age, and where when you talk technology, it was old things. I can't use that to solve the problems of today. Communication today is fast and whatnot. So I must keep up to date with everything. Fresh ideas all the time.
Thanks, Papa, for saying that, because for me, raising champions, I think this is one concept that, for me, the information when we're talking about the information that we need to impart to other parents.
Yes.
We must learn to raise our kids and raise each other as friends and cousins in today's terms.
In today's terms.
Because going back how things, that's why we lose it. That's one of my
The world has changed
so much.
Or keeps on changing.
Yeah.
Therefore, keep up with the new developments. Try, you know, I can tell you, I sit and I can tell you, look at these guys now. If I bring in my car in here now, I'll be playing Questa, I'll be playing, it will be gom, it will be piano, it will be, I'm being very honest with you.
Yes.
Very honest. With Karabo, you can phone Karabo when I leave now, we can't do it now. Phone Karabo and say, what is my favorite music?
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. Nah.
She'll say to you, piano.
I'm
a piano. You know, I sit there, I went and I bought them newest thing, Little King, because somebody messed up my speakers. I bought the sound bar.
Yes.
You know, at 77, I talk sound bar.
Yes.
Yeah, I was complaining like a speaker. You know,
gramophone.
So, because now when it's in there, I can. But you know, overall, I love music.
Yeah.
I'm you don't put me into compartments.
Yes.
I love music. You put in gospel music, I'm there. You put in anything, everything in there. If it's good music, I'm fine. You know, as long as it's good music, I'm fine.
I love that.
I tell you, when I sit there and he says, Ivurvai.
Yeah, Ivurvai.
Oh, you know, question. You know? So that's me.
Oh wow. In good, yes. So fresh. We must always have fresh ideas.
If I don't stay that way, I can't. My granddaughter, Karabo's daughter, cannot identify
relate with
She
you.
actually tells them, Grandpa will fetch me.
Yeah.
When I go to pick her up, she knows the music is up to date.
Yes.
She knows.
You relate
and then we'll go and she'll go and eat anyway. But she goes there, we go and buy what she wants. I eat what she eats. And that's
relating to the now.
Yeah.
I love that.
Eagles eat only fresh food.
So that's what
stay up to date with what's happening.
Whew. Yeah, that's my one. And then my other favorite one is you going. The Eagles love storm.
Of course. Yeah. You know, if right now yeah. You know, we stay here and I mean the eagle will be wherever it is. Let's say it's on the mountain. It's always on the mountains. Its nest is there, everything. But as soon as it picks up that there's a storm brewing far away, say 20 kilometers away, it will pick up. And instead of saying, hey, when that storm gets here,
I must
find me safe and what, you know. No. It actually gets out and it goes to where the storm is. It flies straight to where it is.
Sure.
You know, when we grew up, you would see a vortex. It's like a pipe going. Because of the dust, you can see it, that this is the center of the storm. What the eagle does is, that's where the storm or the wind or the vortex, what do they call it, that spiral, the whirlwind is strongest. Then the eagle comes right into that center. And because it's like a pipe like this, then once it's in the middle, it stretches its wings. And it's got the longest wingspan of any bird. There's no bird that is as big as an eagle. As soon as it spreads like that, the wind picks it up. It picks it right up through the clouds into the sunlight. It goes, in other words, it uses the power of the storm. It doesn't go flapping. It just stretches. And the wind will pick it up. It goes right up to the top and it sits there. It will then do whatever it wants to do. But it's at a peaceful. Down there it's chaos.
Yeah.
You know, house roofs are going, whatever, the eagle is safe, it's up there.
Sure.
You know. So if there's a problem, what we learn is that if there's a problem, face it. You know. How about so and so has impregnated that girl, don't run away, don't say no. You know. If you know you're responsible, yes, I am responsible. Once.
You
know. That makes you stronger. Facing that problem and dealing with it makes you a better person. The problems make you stronger. Dealing with it makes you stronger than when you run away from it. The ho-ho and doves and other things, ordinary birds, when the storm comes, they hide, they go under this and that and that. When the storm is gone, they go out.
Yeah.
But they've learned nothing about, you know, dealing with
even their own abilities.
Yeah, or what are they able to do? That one says, okay, the storm is there. I'm not going to wait for it to come here, because when it gets here, it may already be destructive and what. I'm going to where I can still identify it as a problem before it becomes even stronger. Sure. And then use it to do what I want to do. I want to go to the safer side, you know.
Sure, yes. The
So
next
eagles are
principle.
like that.
Yeah.
So there are many.
Yes,
that
there are many. I know.
And eagles
test.
train. They train their children, or their kids. What do they call them? Chicks. They train them, and you know, the way they build their nest.
Yeah.
Even the way they choose a guy. The way they choose their guy. You know, I wish our children should not just fall for anything and everyone that comes around. Yes, you see, honestly, guys, you know, just watch and look at this guy, but have standards. In other words, you can't measure if you don't know what you're looking for. Know what you're looking for. Then you look at this guy and say,
not letter style, the type, not just a type.
No,
proper.
Yes.
Choose proper.
So to start with, when the eagles mate, if a male eagle comes and it wants to mate with a female eagle, the female eagle is not going to allow it until the male one passes a certain test. And it's described in the book.
Yes, it is. Oh, my word.
It's
I think now hearing you talk about it, it just brings everything back to home. You know, there's a chapter about home sweet home.
Yes.
You know, as we talk about the eagles and us raising champions, there's also the negative narrative where people look at champions differently. Good, I champ because when that isn't as wrong, then is a champ. And here we are, and here we are learning proper championship characteristics that we need to know and try to strive towards. Because this is, I love that chapter more as well, home sweet home, because raising champions starts at home, in the house, as families. Now the pandemic came. I'm one of those who not affected positively and negatively. But when I reread the book, I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm working from home. My kids see me more often. I'm thinking, yay, that's a win, you know. But now I'm home, but I work from home. So my time is computer. I'm here and sometimes it goes until Yulala because you are busy with work. You talk about things that are so profound about one, work, bringing work home, and being at home, and us being at home, intentionally being at home with our kids to impart knowledge and everything else. I would like you to touch on that part. And also for me, please touch on the chores. You know, that when we raise champions, the things that we do at home makes our children.
Yeah, you know, there are children that don't know how to pick up a spoon. It falls here, he walks away, you know. And see Wamoyena, even if I see Wamoyena, but you know that spoon doesn't, or he finds it there and he walks away.
Yeah.
You know, it's because nobody said, look, please pick up. When something is not, we want it's out of place, do it. But if we start about the work and home and
parents first,
yes. You know, these days, I don't know whether I won't say it's fashionable.
Yeah.
But it's because we have relegated the importance of relating to our children to an extent that it's okay for my child to sit there, and these days, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, udlala a phone. So you feel he's occupied. Therefore, I can go on with my work. You bring the laptop and you continue as if you've brought the whole office into your house now.
Yeah.
And you go on like that up to 10 o'clock. You've said it that at times you do it into late at night. What happens is that then the child is developing his own style. You've got no influence on how he grows up. He's here, but you're strangers. You're strangers to each other. The only time he remembers is that, you know, then you take him, and that's it. But when it comes to what he's becoming, you know, he's basically being influenced by other people, friends, teachers.
And what's beyond the phone.
Except and the phone. One of the last chapters I mean, towards the last chapter, I talk about social
media. Yeah.
If you're a parent and you don't know what your child is looking at, magapeti phone, you have a serious issue. Don't say, you know, no. You must make it your business to know. And you must have apps. They do have apps, and I think Karabo, my daughter, has got those apps that, and my other daughter, Mathe, I think they've got apps where you can actually know what your child is doing. What if they're busy with something, it tells you.
Yeah.
So that you can say,
controls.
Control. If you lose that, your child is being brought up by
somebody
strangers.
else, everybody else, and with different opinions.
A lot of, and who said they will be right, those things?
Yeah.
Because even if it's right, whatever is the right, go next door. That go next door determines what happens in his house.
Yeah.
It's right for them.
Yeah.
The question is it right for you at home?
And for your own child, yes. And for your own kids, and the legacy that you
know, when a child says, my father said, or my mother said, Mankulu Baba, you know, that's the legacy.
That's legacy.
We Phumzile lento ayiphumi engqondweni yakhe. It's there, you know. Yeah. So, for instance, if you have work, I have an equation that I put in there. I say work plus office plus work. I think that's what I said. Or computer plus. Doesn't matter. Equals. No, office plus laptop equals to work.
Yes.
And then work,
ekhaya, yeah.
Ayisebenzi. Leave it at home. So, I mean, leave it at work.
Yeah.
So, all I'm saying is, at times it may not be possible. You said it's a kaya match. It may not be possible not to bring work home, but then organize it in such a way that
it doesn't affect your home environment.
You must have time. In other words, it must be known, namhlanje, because it may not be the same every day. Namhlanje, from this time to this time, I'm working. After that, I will
attend to the kids. Attend to the home environment. Individual kids.
Children need your care. They need your attention.
And they are not the same.
They are not the same. You know, others need more attention, but also don't ever my favorites in the house.
Yeah.
So your children are your children. They are equally loved.
Yeah. I also love how you emphasize on the boy child. I know I have 3 kids. My firstborn is it's a boy, and then I have 2 girls. Mm-hmm. And I don't even remember I know how I parented him as a mother. It was my first child and my boy child. Mm-hmm. So we spent a lot of time. He can bake, he can clean and all that. But I think there were some elements where I know I didn't teach him to clean the house because I had a helper then.
Oh, yes.
All those responsibilities, I think you speak so well about the chores for kids. For kids, not necessarily a boy child, a girl child, because that's how we fail mostly as mothers. We fail our boy child.
You take the girls, you teach them, and then the boy becomes the master. Yeah. And that already is a gap of something valuable that he should have known, but he didn't get because mom said, you know. And the worst culprits when it comes to spoiling boys, abo mama, then if kukhona abo sisi abakhulu kuye, in other words, even siblings, abo sisi bakhe. I tell you, the boys that we have today, you touch him, the mother is the first one to jump.
Yeah.
And when I say touch him, I say umthole ejardini yakho umphule inyawo. Umuntu ozofika lapha thuke athina umama oqala rather than ubaba. So basically all I'm saying is abantwana, let's go back to chores.
Yes.
I was fortunate. We didn't see it as fortunate Maskula because we wished we had a sister.
Yeah.
We were 5 boys. Indlu clean, there were no washing machines. We had to wash. We had to do everything. 5 boys, and that helped us. They went one Christmas, they left here. I'll never do it again. Gee, Christmas alone was terrible. But I didn't starve.
Yeah.
I could do anything. If I wanted to cook, I would cook because now kulang pega, and that's not an issue. And the thing is, we teach our children that if you can pay somebody to do something, you must know how to do it, or uyenze. That is, actually, in my opinion, it's not the right thing to teach. Let your child know how it's done, so that the day she hires or he hires somebody to do it, he can say, it's okay, you know, but and you want me to pay you, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know much about carpentry and what. We are busy now doing some wardrobes and painting. And I can stand there and say, no, without being, I'm an expert in that. But the basics, we are born.
Yeah.
Because he's expecting you to. But get your children to do chores. They will appreciate. Even Mama Kasha somebody to do it. Let's say Mama or Sisi or Snetisakai. You then appreciate how hard she's working. Because we just call them, okay, yo, you are not even aware what you know. But if you did it yourself, you will know and you'll appreciate it. You'll say, it's 4 o'clock, then we have it.
Yeah, we'll appreciate it. And your kids will also learn.
You look after people.
Because if they don't know how difficult it is for somebody to clean your house, punishment. Make up your bed. Make up your bed and all that's like, why should I do this? Because so we need to learn as parents to balance.
Wake up, they do the bed. If they, I deal with it.
Yes,
where I'm actually saying the older children, there's no reason why I can't get up and do my bed. And you know, so that I just do the bed and then go into the bath. You know, clean it up.
Yeah.
Then she will just finish up with Sisi like,
yeah.
You know,
yeah.
That's nothing.
Sure.
Yeah,
no. I think when I was going through the book and everything else, it touched a lot of my life. That's one of the things. And I even shared with Upapa when we were talking the other day to say one big thing about environment and how we raise our kids. That sometimes that's why we struggle now. We're saying our kids must choose well, but you find a girl will choose a boy who doesn't know how to clean because a kaya, it was not instilled.
No.
Other things like what are the things that would help Umntwana to know? You talk on investments, you talk on how they, those kind of things when us as parents that we don't do, but you expect your child to know them when they are older. But you didn't teach those principles.
You didn't do them.
Yes. I love the notion of bubblegum. Did you know?
Oh, yes.
That's I think for me, I want to impart to parents out there and us more, not young parents. Yes, okay, I call myself young parent. Hey, I'm still 20. But anyway,
yes.
Parenting, I've realized parenting is every day.
Oh, yes.
It's not when your child was born. It's a full-time job and we need to be intentional about it. And I like the eagle characteristics as well, that it has to be fresh every day. I have to, like, again, I went to a pause to say, there's a lot that I'm doing that is not helping my kids. I had to take my first accountability, whereby they will clean when they feel like it, at whatever time. And you touched on that to say it was easy to clean in the morning so that we was ngaphandle. But then there was outside.
Oh, yeah.
Then there were things that if I do that, I take it outside. So now it's couch, I clean, but there are those things that we need to learn how to parent our kids so that we know what we are building out there. So the did in your part, guys, raising champions. It's but aguna manual of manual of parenting, but there is material that, like Babu Nelson, like Obaba, has really it will go back, it will help. You also touched on abuse, where how our boy child get to be abusers because of what they see at home.
Of course, yeah. There's no way that a boy who grows up seeing his father beat up his mother, that boy will not do it. Manakul. For him, it's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Baba will show mama. Margaret, I'm telling you, flowers. Did you read this book?
Not yet. They haven't, not yet.
Okay. You must please read it.
But I want to challenge Baba Sekaya to read it first. Then I want to challenge him.
Here's a copy.
To read it first.
Okay. I was saying, what happens is, you see it even in on TV and other things. A guy just assaults this girl or whatever tricks him or ticks him off to start Ugulo. To tell the truth, it's not because of what it's because he's that way.
Yes.
You know? Ukhule nje kunormal, intombazana fanele uyidominate. Maqale estradini, they see you come, wozala. You know, you must come to him. You know. Yeah, I don't want to take just too much time talking about things that, you know, you see, Basutus, they've got these blankets, and they will wrap it around the lower part of the mouth, and somewhere more the kota, you know, the stick. Then he calls this girl, and then they talk. Then the girl says, "Yeah, you know, I get it now. Is Wamushel."
Yeah.
Then she says, "Hulugili," and then I got to go to and then he says, "Nsune hair." Maroko itsimo. So she must now struggle to take the blanket open, and then, you know, men feel entitled. He feels, who came to you. So that type of behavior, you allow it the first time, it's going to be difficult to stop it the next time. The next time. He hits you, he slaps you once, it's going to be, and you stay.
Yeah.
And I'm not making a mistake when I say stay. He slaps you, you walk.
Yeah.
You leave him.
Don't stay.
You leave him. You stay, it's going to be tough.
To leave again.
When he slaps you again and he kicks you, it's going to be tough for you to go.
Sure.
So first day, you just whatever, when it's safe for you to pick up your things, you do that, or you call somebody and say, "Papa, come and pick me up."
Wow.
They walk in, they take you. Your life is better than that.
Staying for that. Yeah.
Whatever.
Sure. I had a guest that I interviewed, I think early this year, if not late last year. She was stabbed over 27 times by the husband. So also she wrote a book as well about how to start seeing those things. That's why I think I really appreciate people like you, that Nelson way. You observe and you see and you try to put it down for us, because life gets too busy. And they bring us back to say, hey, you know, are you still doing the right thing? Because you are a parent to your kids forever until you are on the other side. And there's a lot that you need to leave them with. So be intentional and do it again. Like that is a lesson where I share with my daughter, but I have never spoken to my daughters about abuse, because I've never experienced physical abuse. I've never experienced, so it's far-fetched on my side.
It's theoretical.
Yes.
You know?
So I talk about those that I know, you know. But I love how you bringing us with this book to teach us as parents to say, we are our books. We are books. Our kids are learning, are reading. Everything that we're doing, we are teaching our kids. Whatever we do, positive or negative. I'm going to also challenge guys, including romance, other than abuse.
No.
But if you're not showing the romance in the home, your kids...
and the respect between the two of you is very important. You know, there'll be days when things don't go that well. And the children will know, but no. On the whole, our children, our parents, they love each other. They respect each other. Once in a while, a human being will make a mistake. So they are human, they also know. But honestly speaking, guys,
even the good things, they must see them. They must physically see the great things.
No, they must see the thing, because I tell you, a child who comes from a loving home will be a loving child. And will build a loving home. But the question is, the other half that will build that home with her,
and how magaya lapho, because I also say when you go to other homes or when you meet somebody for you to learn something and teach each other.
Yes.
You might find somebody who didn't know love, and God, being God, will bring you knowing that you can teach the other to experience that through you.
Through you. The person says, I was not like this. But this woman made me what I am. You know, and that would be great.
Sure. I want to read before we go to the other chapter that also close to my heart about absent fathers, physical absent fathers, and absent fathers who
present
are present absent
fathers
before. I would like to read. Did you know that?
Oh, yes.
Chappie's bubblegum, you know, was a good. Know something. You will know something.
Did you know?
Did you know?
We would unwrap it, put it in the mouth, and
then start reading the chat. And you'll have a wealth of information that you didn't know. So, number one says, if your children lie to you often, it is because you overreact too harshly to their inappropriate behavior. So these are the things you see your child doing something, but we don't see what we do.
Yes, when you react, then you become, you know. And I use an example. I don't know if I used it in the book. Matsepo, my other daughter, she's younger than Karabo. One day she broke a plate, I think. Something, cup, saucer, whatever. It broke, and I don't know whether was it me or my wife, but we screamed at her. You know, you know, you give the other one.
Yeah. You be like, I'll fail.
Yeah. She stood there. She was young. Yeah, I think as young as this young guy. She just stood there, and she stood there. Then the ranting went on, and you know, when you're ranting, you're expecting something back or alle or anything. Yeah. And now you realize nothing is happening. So now we're waiting to see what is actually happening. She says, Mama, do you really think that I took this plate and I broke it on purpose? And this is a child. And what to do, come through, you know. And I'm telling you, since then, I personally have learned, you know, things go wrong. Because a laptop, it's expensive. It's got information. It's your work. It's what. But does it warrant that you must imply that she dropped it? Kaboom. Yeah. It's an accident. Not horror. Don't worry. Yeah. Look, girl, I wish we could be more careful, but you know, to deal with it in a loving way. That screaming match, after a few of those episodes, Tubile TV,
she'll start lying.
And then she looks at you, and her Tubile something, why she'll take it away later so that you don't see it. When you don't see it, I don't know. And then when she walks away, now you've lost the trust. You've got a liar. You've developed.
Exactly. I think that did you know, for me, I think when I read them is like I picked up a few with my kids, and then I see this is how I developed that character.
And you are the
this is how I developed that character.
I'm so happy that somebody can actually say it talked to me, and not that to somebody. I get a lot of that feedback that, you know, somebody said, and I know that lady is one of our relatives, and she said, but Nelson, yes. I'm telling you, she just, and she's strict, you know, and I know she comes from a strict family. She's my wife's cousin. And she says,
because the other key one for me, like if your kids, they are open-minded, they are liberal, they can talk back and all that. But sometimes the talking back can also be because we do it to them.
Yes, at times it's human to take a dog, put it in a corner, kick it, hit it, what. at one time, it's going to just turn back.
Yeah.
You hit and it jumps at you.
Yeah.
You know, it's the only way. Either I die, this person keeps on hitting me and I die, or I fight back and I bite him. Now it's him running.
Yes.
You know, so it's just human.
Yeah.
You can push a person just thus far.
Yeah.
But you go further than that, what you get is negative.
Yeah.
It's not
so
what
we
you
need to
get.
really keep in mind how we are modeling for our kids, how we are modeling
our own behavior. They model themselves on our behavior.
On our behavior. And we forget that. I think parents, we really forget the things we do.
Yeah.
And then we blame our kids.
We want to come on to.
Yes.
Then what told them? Because
and
he can't say
it's like, Gwena, yeah. You shout all the time. So I'm thinking it's normal for me to
so you overreact and the children then lie to you.
Yes.
So because kids will be this way.
Sure. There is so much that I really want to talk to you about. We will have another episode. But I would like to. So I just want to touch a few so that I want to urge a lot of people to get the book, not because I'm really advocating or I'm really sales or anything else. It is so important. I think with Conversations with the Phumzile, the Girl Next Door, we were having another the event on the 19th talking about healing. The things that we do intentionally every day and the tools that can help you to be better, do better every day are important. I would like you to touch on the absent fathers and the present absent fathers. To say how important it is for fathers to understand their impact, because women, we are out there, we are doing a whole lot of things, we are fighting, women are always in the forefront, GPV and all that. We are always a step ahead of everything else. And in the hindsight, males, fathers are taking a step back, or they've already taken a step back from long time ago, from running away from their responsibilities. We rise up. We raise the men of the future. We raise wives of the future. Yeah.
It's true. Like you say, there are absent fathers in the sense that a woman becomes pregnant, especially single woman becomes pregnant. And as soon as she tells this guy, hey, you know what, you're going to be a father, he disappears. Gone. Run. So already that child is going to be raised by a single parent. Yes, but the real father who should be here is not there. So, and I've got some stats in the book. I'm going to revise them because they've gone up.
Yeah.
At the time when we wrote the book, they were around 64%.
Yeah.
Single parents.
Sure.
Single parents. In other words, children whose information was registered in the, say, Home Affairs.
Yeah.
When they were registered, 64% did not have information about the father of the child.
And that's big.
That's more than 50%. That now, already that child starts on the back foot.
On a good foot, yeah.
That child starts life on the back foot, no father. If the grandparents are not there, or the grandparents are just including
the uncles.
And the uncles, and that child already is at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
So we can talk about those, we mentioned those, and like you say, a parent's role is so important.
Yeah, it's every day.
Somebody once said, fathers and daughters, there is a special relationship, and I experience it with my daughters.
Yeah.
I tell you, and not only my daughters, both my granddaughters.
Your granddaughters,
I've got daughters and granddaughters. So
from the 5 males to all the daughters.
All the daughters. And
wow.
I say it in here. I've got no regrets.
Yeah.
Those, I tell you, they replace boys 10 times in my life. And if I were to go through life again and choose which
gender
to go for,
girls any
I would
day.
still because I do mention that Karabo is the answer to the prayer that my child must be a girl.
Yeah.
And she was a girl.
Wow.
After that, I said, God will give me whatever. Now that my wife is pregnant, God will give us whatever. But I hope it will be, or we hope it will be a girl. And it became a girl, and we said, because we love them equally. We love them super, I tell you. So a man and his relationship with his daughters is very special. You can't compare. There shouldn't be a competition between mom and dad. Each one brings a separate and important aspect of growing that child.
And therefore, men should know that.
They must know
it
that.
Feels like men think it's because we carry as women, we deliver as women, the bigger responsibility lies with us.
No.
As much as I feel like the bigger responsibility lies with them, because as they too, sometimes they are so natural. But with men, there's this thinking, there's other things that with Tina's all love.
You actually bring in, once the child is there, it's not actually possible. I mean, if it were, God would have done it. PCA you wanted then after it's all this PCA we just beat the but anyway, that's what it is. And then there are those parents that, that day is just quiet. He's there, but he's absent. Or he's busy. Remember we talked about work. He brings work home, or he does that. They only see him when he comes in for supper and he goes to sleep. And boys want to talk to him, girls want to talk to him in the house. But he's absent. When he goes to I know somebody in my family, when the seven beats go show mommy. When the child goes to see him, it's like, this is go show mommy. And he's busy with his laptop. In other words, he's actually relegating his own responsibility. Where the child was saying, he says, go and show mommy. And this child, you'll say twice, I guess go away. And the rift starts between father. One day you say, why when so? He says, we want jail and looting I eat. And then it's too late.
Sure. To wrap up, what can you tell our young men out there today to try and do better in general? Just males.
In general. Just be loving. When you love something, and I'm not talking about loving people, when you love, you're a loving person, you will not go out of your way to hurt somebody. I can't find you women more conning. Women say also the whole day, you then hit her on the head, you take her bag, what. That person can't say at the same time, hey, Yasmina, he can't. If you love mankind, and there's love in your heart, when you see somebody struggle, you'll help them. You will not hurt somebody intentionally. At times, maybe so, but not intentionally. So love, so much comes out of the word love. So much. In your home, if you're a loving person, your home will be a loving home. People will walk in and out. They will, it will just go on. Your children will feel loved. They will learn to love, and they will love other people. Your wife, everything. So I'm not restricting it to a home. I'm saying, if you're just a person who exudes love, and you're a man, you will protect rather than attack.
Sure. Yeah. I'm going that route. Thank you so much. I feel like there is so much more. You also speak about spirituality, religion, you speak about relationships in this book. There's nothing that is not here. And I know in one episode we will not be able to finish it.
True.
But I think the nuggets that for our first, I'm saying so this is first. our first episode,
Yes.
I think just laid the foundation of more conversations, because I would still love to have you to talk about men and depression, men and suicide,
Yes.
you know, and the issues of balance in terms of our roles, you know, men and women, so that when we are raising these champions,
Yes.
we are able to just take a step back and learn again. I want to say thank you so much for joining me, Thegirlnextdoor.
I'm the one to thank you. I really thank you. And I didn't know what to do. And after last week when Karabo came from that session, I said, what does she do? You know? And when she told me, I said, no, I would welcome that. My one granddaughter, Amohelang, we had a session.
Oh yes, I saw it on X. Previously Twitter.
And she said conversations with my grandpa.
Yes,
you know,
I saw it, and that was amazing.
It was beautiful.
That was amazing.
You know, it's just that, you know, she's very emotional, and she because we're close. She grew up right here in front of me. So when she was talking, and when I answer, she knows I'm sincere. I'm telling the truth, and I'm happy for that, because then I can't sit in front of her and lie. Yes. You know, so which is where that modeling comes in. True. What you do when you say it, you don't have to decorate it.
Yes, you see it throughout, even your kids and your grandkids. I think I've seen you around Karabo, and I've seen you, you know, Papa this, Papa that. I think you being here, for me, I always say I bring people on the podcast that we can see and touch. I can always come back to you and say, hey, Papa, can we talk about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 where we can find the wisdom, the pearls of wisdom that we are sharing. You are here and you're doing it so well at home. And I hope this is motivating fathers out there and other mothers out there that build the relationships that make sense with your kids. Don't build that's why there was no manual. I think for me, I always say that's why there's no manual for parenting, because it's not necessary. You need to build a relationship with your kids, and you need to not parent from being a parent, but parent from your children's perspective, because they are the ones who needs the wisdom, the pearls, and to be taught. So if you don't parent them in their space, you're losing the plot and the battles. So
before you finish, you said what do I say to the young men out there? And in the book somewhere, just a short one, I say the greatest thing, or the greatest that you can give your children, the greatest gift that you can give your children, if you're a man, is to love their mother.
Repeat that. Okay, let's have that again.
Okay.
I think let's have that again.
The greatest gift that you can give, or let me rephrase it. Let me put it the way it's in the book. The greatest gift that a man can give a woman, a man can give his children, is to love their mother. And before the smile fades, the greatest gift that a woman can give her children is to love their father. Whether because of conditions of life, whether they are staying together
or not,
or in other words, married or not, or they were just boyfriend and girlfriend and there was a child, but if it is his child, love him. Your love for him, if you are not together,
even if it's not romantic,
but in other words, and if that's the love that I was talking, general.
Sure.
If you are a loving person and you love this person, you will not harm this person. You will not talk bad about this person to the children, because we use our children as weapons against each other.
Sure. Conversations with the Phumzile, the girl next door. I think we're gonna wrap it up there, because there is so much more to say. So this is Undate Unelson. Branel. Molapo. You know, when I was checking, when I saw on WhatsApp, I thought you are David Molapo's father, and you only have girls. But anyway, because the wisdom and everything else. So the book is called raising champions. So please, if you want a copy, we have it here on Conversations with the Phumzile, the girl next door. On Tate Molapo useduze lagwami. It's there to give me every other day. So if you want the copy, you can get it. Subscribe to Conversations with the Phumzile. I'll have all the details of the book and where you can find Tate Molapo. And please share the content. What do? Let's build the nation one child at a time.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.